Horizon Event Center in Clive, Iowa. Get ready because, ready or not, the Wrestling Revolver will be there this Saturday night, March the 16th, with Wrestling Revolver presents Ready or Not. If you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets now at revolvertickets.com or stream the event live on Triller TV Plus. Welcome, everyone. This is another episode of the Indy Perspective. This is episode number 29 as we're discussing all things Wrestling Revolver, ready or not. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? My name is Ray Sanchez, and yes, this is Respect the Craft here. This is the Indie Perspective on Respect the Craft, as we discuss all things independent wrestling. We talk about different events. We talk about all things in this great world of wrestling. Today, we are promoting and discussing all things Wrestling Revolver as they are presenting their great event, Ready or Not, this Saturday in Clive, Iowa. That is going to be live once again from the Horizon Event Center in Clive, Iowa here. And again, if you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets now at revolvertickets.com, live on Triller TV. And if you haven't already, make sure you get some merch as well so you can come in style. Be there, get yourself at wrestlingrevolver.com. You can get your merch right there. Beautiful hats, shirts, hoodies, and more, all on wrestlingrevolver.com. Don't forget as well, if you haven't already, make sure you are following the Wrestling Revolver on all their social media there. That is going to be on Instagram, PW Revolver right there, on Twitter, X, whatever you like to call it, at PW Revolver right there. You can also find them on YouTube at youtube.com/Wrestling Revolver, where you get to see clips, matches, and you can catch the podcast of Jessica Havoc and Alex Cologne, aka Bitter Buds. That is going to be every Friday. You get a new episode there from these two amazing competitors. We'll be talking about Alex Cologne a little later on as we get closer to Elimination Games. But before we can get into that, let us talk about, again, Ready or Not. If you haven't already, make sure you're getting your tickets. Look at that stacked lineup right there. So much amazing talent from all around. Some of the very best going at it live this Saturday. Let's get into it here with this first contest, as it will be a hoss fight, as it will be the main event monster himself, Fulton, going head to head with the newest member of the unit, Jake something. And yes, I did say newest member of the unit, because we saw after the insane matchup that was JT Dunn versus Sami Callihan, we were introduced to the newest members of the unit in Jessica Havoc and Jake something. JT Dunn had a backup plan. He knew what he had to do. This is why they say to pledge the unit, as you have to trust in JT. I was going to say trust in Phil, because shout out to my good friend Phil Stamper, the president of wrestling. He's not JT's favorite right now. I believe he is still fired from the unit. I apologize to Phil. I hope they can work it out again. We've had Phil on the show a few times. Shout out to Phil. Maybe they could work it out. I'll try to say something to JT soon. Hopefully we can have a nice conversation here on Respect the Craft, possibly after becoming the new Wrestling Revolver heavyweight champion. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. But when it comes to this hoss fight here, it is going to be it's that. It is a hoss fight. It's not a match. It's not your ordinary contest here. This is going to truly be a fight. Two huge competitors. It is too perfect that Godzilla and King Kong are coming out with their movie at the end of the month. This is what kicks off. This shows you two real life kaijus going head to head here in a Wrestling Revolver ring. And ready or not, these two are about to collide. And for Jake something, I can imagine he is not trying to get a loss when it comes to now joining the unit. And Fulton is looking to continue to prove why he is a main event monster. So this, for any children going to the show, this might be the one to take a little bit of a just close your eyes a little bit, because this might frighten some, because again, you're going to see two real life monsters go head to head, and I can't wait to see who walks out on top and who proves they might be the better monster there. But we are going to continue here as we now know all the competitors in this one, as it will be the Wrestling Revolver Remix title Invitational Scramble. Yes, unfortunately, Wrestling Revolver has made the decision of Alex Shelley must relinquish one of his two championships. Alex Shelley defeating Jake Christ to become your Wrestling Revolver heavyweight champion and remix champion. With that being said, we are now here to determine a new remix champion. The competitors being Kevin Knight, Jake Christ, the base god himself, Gringo Loco, Warhorse, Myron Reed, and as announced earlier today, representing Alpha Sigma Sigma, representing Vibe, it is going to be Brent Oakley. So, yes, can they continue their winning streak? Brent getting a victory over Rich Swan recently, and that has almost spiraled Rich Swan here. So, I don't know what could possibly happen with that. But when it comes to this, can he continue that streak and possibly walk out your next Wrestling Revolver Remix champion? A lot of great competitors in this one. Kevin Knight coming out of the New Japan LA dojo. Just it's a lot. You have six great competitors there. Former champion Jake Christ, Warhorse, who has been on a tear with this new attitude, this new look, just this new aura about him. What is going to happen here? Myron Reed, the young GOAT, looking to continue and just, again, now bring some gold back to the Rascals here. The Rascals have held those Revolver tag team titles. Can Myron Reed bring that remix title back to the Rascals? Ringo Loco, after the war with Mox, what is going? Can he continue here? Can he now become your remix champion? A lot of possibilities, a lot of outcomes. And a match like this in a scramble, it is truly, it's unpredictability. You never know what could happen. And especially in the remix division here at Wrestling Revolver, you're going to want to be there to find out. Or again, if you can't make it in person, watch it on Triller TV Plus. Link will be in the description down below to make sure you are checking that event out. You are not going to want to miss this. As we continue here, as it will be singles action, as it will be Rich Swan going head to head with Ace Austin, as he'll be accompanied to the ring by Gia Miller. And now when it comes to this, Rich Swan, like we said, he has been unfortunately not on the best streak here. He's been unfortunately taking a few losses, taking that loss, unfortunately, to Alpha Sigma Sigma at most recently. And this is spiraled Rich. This is not something. We're seeing a different attitude now at a Rich Swan. We saw in a post match comments the duo of Matthew Palmer and Alex Shelley almost trying to convince Rich Swan that he might have to change his ways. And we've already seen what that's done to Alex Shelley and Matthew Palmer, what they're bringing now. Again, Alex Shelley now holding that Wrestling Revolver Heavyweight Championship, still was a holder of that Remix Championship. I'm not sure if I'm too fond of what this could mean for Rich Swan. But when it comes to facing Ace Austin, who has been on a tear, he was able to defeat Matthew Palmer. He has been able to continue a nice streak of momentum. What is going to happen here? Will Rich Swan be able to finally pick up the steam, pick up the wins, or is another loss inevitable here to Ace Austin? And this is, I don't know what could happen here. It is a lot of outcomes that can possibly go on. Again, you have two guys that have held gold everywhere they go. This is going to be one you're not going to want to miss. I can't wait to see what is going to happen here. What will happen when these two square off, when these two finally meet in a Wrestling Revolver ring this Saturday in Clive, Iowa. We're going to continue here with some championship on the line, some championship gold, as the Wrestling Revolver World Tag Team Championships are on the line, as the grizzled young veterans themselves, Zach Gibson, James Drake, go head to head with Lindsay Dorado and Samurai del Sol making his official Wrestling Revolver debut this Saturday night. Lindsay Dorado, though, he's been around. He's been at a few shows here at Wrestling Revolver. What is going to happen now when you see a reunion of sorts for Lindsay and Samurai del Sol? Will they shock the world here and become your new Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions? Or will the team that tells you truly to they're looking to test that grit. They're looking to get again. This is going to be one where you're going to have to grit your teeth because Zach Gibson and James Drake are not looking to lose that grip on those Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Championships. Samurai del Sol and Lindsay Dorado, a great team. Both are great, just amazing innovators in that squared circle. We've seen how technically sound are the grizzled young veteran. Is going to be a clash of styles. We're going to see just truly who is the better team after this Saturday. And it is going to be something where we've already seen the commitments. Test your grit. It's going to be the next event for the Wrestling Revolver that will be happening. Just 1 second. Let me make sure I get the date correct. That is going to be on March 28th. That is going to be the next event for Wrestling Revolver, already confirmed. And that is going to be Grit Your Teeth. My apologies. I want to make sure I get the name correctly. Grit Your Teeth for on March 28th. So, what is going to happen there? Will the Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions, the Grizzly Young Veterans, still be your Wrestling Revolver Tag Team Champions when we walk into that event in just a few weeks? Or could we see a new Tag Team Champions, Lindsay Dorado and Samurai del Sol? This is going to be one again. You're going to have to wait and see what happens this Saturday night. But now, before we get into the match, we are going to talk about the rules for this one. The elimination games, the official rules. One member of each team starts the match. After 3 minutes, a member from the advantage team will enter the match with a signature weapon. After 90 seconds, alternating members from each team will enter the match with different signature weapons until all competitors have entered the match. Eliminations, however, can occur at any point during the match. The only way to win the match is to eliminate all members of the opposing team. Let's talk a little bit about that before we talk about the competitors in this match. Usually in a match like this, it's usually the match only begins when all members of the match are in the ring. Usually that's how this goes. We usually see all members in the squared circle and then the match officially begins. No, it begins even from the get-go of the first two entering the squared circle. We could possibly see the team that has the advantage unfortunately lose the advantage that quickly with a elimination early on in the contest. So the outcomes here, the different outcomes that could possibly happen, the different situations, it is truly mind-boggling because the team that has the advantage will have a 2-on-1 advantage for 90 seconds. What that possibly means is if they're able to, one team could possibly eliminate one competitor from the opposing team, now leaving it at a full advantage. It would be 2-on-1 till the next competitor comes out from the opposing team, to then 3-on-1 when their next member comes out, to possibly 3-on-2, and then 4-on-2. It's a lot of scenarios that could possibly happen, and we might see a few of these when it comes to this Saturday's elimination games. And now let's talk about the two teams. As entering the elimination games, it will be red. Representing red will be Ricky Shane Page, Alex Colon, Steve Macklin, and Killer Kelly. Their opposing team will be none other than the Second Gear Crew. And joining the Second Gear Crew will be Masha Slamovich. So representing the second gear crew here will be the one called Manders, Matthew Justice, and old Manser himself, Mance Warner. So we get into that. We get into the two sides. First, we've already seen the war that's been going on between Red and the second gear crew. We've seen them taking their tag team championships away. The Wrestling Revolver tag team championship situation between the second gear crew, the Rascals, then Red entering the mix, finally finding out who Red actually was when they became those Wrestling Revolver tag team champions, and then just the multiple wars, the multiple fights to finally lead here to elimination games. But it was the question, who would join the second gear crew? Who would step up? And it is shocking because it is no secret. Killer Kelly, Masha Slamovich, former Knockouts tag team champions. They know each other very well. They know what the other can bring to the table. And now, with a situation like this, what is going to happen? Because now you're adding in again that element of just the advantage. You're adding in the element of signature weapons. What is that going to entail? What just insanity will we see in the elimination games? This is going to be an all out war. This is going to be blood will be shed. And Red has promised it. You get in their way, you are dead. And we shall see what will happen this Saturday when these two just insane teams square off. Because again, it's eight just insanely talented group of athletes here, eight of the best doing it today, and they will not stop till the other team is fully eliminated and possibly fully incapacitated just to prove their point and prove why they are the best. Will it be Red? Will it be the second gear crew and Masha Slamovich? You're going to want to tune in. And this is another one. We talked about it earlier with the Haas fight, which for any children attending, maybe this is the one to possibly just cover their eyes. If you're watching on Thriller TV, maybe this is the time to put them to bed. Don't. This is going to be one they might not want to watch if you are a little as well afraid of blood, because this might be the one that's gonna a lot of it's gonna be pouring. But we're gonna continue here with a first time ever encounter. It is going to be Speedball Mike Bailey going head to head with the problem, Marina Shafir. Look at that alternate art there. And then we have the graphic for the first time ever encounter here. And when I heard this announcement, this is the original announcement to even announce the event was happening, because I've commended Wrestling Revolver time after time. Again, I said it with Phil Stamper the last time he was on. The schedule for the Wrestling Revolver truly is insane. I'm just gonna go to the Wrestling Revolver Instagram right now for 1 second, just to remind everyone. Again, they just had an event not too long ago, February the 17th, with What a Show in Texas. This Saturday, it will be Iowa with this event right here, Ready or Not. On March 28th, we just talked about it, just to confirm that in Dayton, Ohio, you will see the next Wrestling Revolver event here in Grit Your Teeth. Then, not even a week after, you will see Philadelphia as the Wrestling Revolver and House of Glory team up to present a just duly branded insane card. That is going to be on April the 5th, live from the Trinity Center for Urban Life, 2212 Spruce Street. That is going to be in Philadelphia for WrestleMania week. Already announced for that is the dream match of Mustafa Ali versus the Amazing Red. Already announced is going to be a Philly street fight. From Red will be Steve Macklin with Killer Kelly taking on Charles Mason. More match announcements and talent to be announced coming soon. But we go into again the insanity of this schedule, and this match was the first announced for Ready or Not. And Ready or Not, here comes this first time collision here with two just it's insane to see the styles these two bring to the ring. Speedball Mike Bailey has been on a tear since returning to the U.S., making his way back to the independent circuit, has been killing it not only on the independents, killing it on TNA, and it is truly going to be something here to see what happens when this first time ever collision between Speedball Mike Bailey and the problem Marina Shafir. Marina Shafir, a true just MMA just beast in that squared circle. We saw the last time she was in the Revolver ring what happened to her opponents, what she can bring, that strong style, that submission mat game. It is going to be one where will Speedball be able to just show off a little more of his technique? Will that be able to stop the problem here? Or would Speedball be in for a problem this Saturday against Marina Shafir? This is right here, this match alone. This is why it was the first just thrown out there. And the stacked card continues because this is right here. We could be at Hoss fight, scramble. You have your singles match, your tag titles, the elimination games. That could be possibly it. We could end it there, but no, we still have two more matches to discuss. The next being your Wrestling Revolver World Championship match as defending champion Alex Shelley takes on the unit's own JT Dunn. Again, this matchup right here, this could sell out any show as you have Alex Shelley defending his Wrestling Revolver Heavyweight Championship, looking to walk out of here as your Wrestling Revolver champion. As I forgot to mention, another match announced for Philadelphia has been confirmed to be champion versus champion Alex Shelley versus House of Glory Heavyweight Champion Mike Santana. So Alex Shelley, he made his statement at a previous House of Glory event. He is not looking to walk into Philadelphia without that momentum, and he's not looking to walk out of Philadelphia without a victory. And he's looking to do the same here at Ready or Not and walk out still Wrestling Revolver Heavyweight Champion. But the challenger, again, the unit's own JT Dunn. We already saw what he would do to be able to walk away victorious against the Callahan Duff Machine, Sami Callahan. Will he be able to have another plan when it comes to defeating Alex Shelley here? Will he possibly for this one come into it with a different mentality? He knows how important it is to hold that Wrestling Revolver Championship. And we have to think about the numbers game, though. Will Alex Shelley have Matthew Palmer in his side? I know Matthew Palmer is currently scheduled to be at MPX's Destiny, but will that stop, again, the mind games? Will that stop the numbers game? Will that stop them from having another plan for JT Dunn and the unit? Because, again, where one member of the unit goes, others will follow. Will Phil Stamper have something to play when it comes to this matchup on Saturday? These are a lot of reasons why you have to be there in person. If unfortunately you cannot make it, again, you can stream the event live on Fight TV Plus, aka Thriller TV. Make sure you get your link, get your subscription, make sure you're there and watch the event this Saturday night. And again, that could be it. We could say, end of the line. That's it. Get your tickets, get your stream. That is your card for the night. But no, we have one more match we're going to talk about here, and that is it is Slammy Award winner versus Golden Globe and Emmy Award winner as Matt Cardona, the indie god himself with Steph DeLander, goes head to head with Paul Walter Hauser. Yes, the same Paul Walter Hauser from Cobra Kai and many amazing pictures will be going head to head with the indie god, the indie king, the deathmatch king, Matt Cardona. This is going to be a first time ever encounter. And this week, after listening to Paul Walter Hauser on the Chris Van Vliet Insight podcast, hearing just their conversation, hearing truly his mentality when it comes to the craft, it it made me have a different perspective now on Paul Walter Hauser. I now understand that commitment. He does want to learn his craft. He truly, no pun intended, has respect for the craft. And he's looking to prove that against Matt Cardona this Saturday. Because I believe for most competitors, it happened with Matthew Palmer, and I can imagine it's happening here with Matt Cardona. Is it's just there's scanning over the idea of, oh, it's another actor trying to get into wrestling. It is another actor just trying to make a mockery out of our craft, out of the business. And I see Paul just as someone who truly respects this, has been a fan of this, and wants to do it the right way. He's put in the training, he's put in learning from the right people, taking just that apprenticeship from many in the professional wrestling craft here in the professional wrestling game, and is looking to walk into this match with Matt Cardona in a serious note. He isn't taking this any lightly. He knows the credentials, he knows what Matt Cardona has done. And it is one where with Matthew Palmer, I made the quick prediction of, oh, this is going to be Matthew Palmer just stomping over Paul Walter Hauser. And he surprised the world. He shocked the world with what Paul Walter Hauser was able to do against Matthew Palmer. And I feel like he's going to do the same this Saturday now with Matt Cardona. Again, Matt Cardona is known to make sure he does whatever it takes to be able to get a win. This is why he's currently holding multiple heavyweight championships and multiple championships in general. So I can imagine this is not going to be as easy of a win here for Paul Walter Hauser. Even to be able to get a win, it is going to be a difficult battle. But I know one thing, no matter what, he is looking to continue to gain that respect from his peers and from the fans. So win, lose, or draw, this is definitely going to be an insane matchup. And it is another reason why you have to check out Ready or Not this Saturday, which again, if you haven't already, make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you get the stream. Do both, actually. Make sure you get your tickets, be there in person, and then catch the stream live, because you're going to want to make sure you get your Triller TV subscription, Fight TV Plus subscription, so you can watch all these stacked events, which include, again, what a show that just happened on February 17th. This Ready or Not event live this Saturday, March the 16th. That is going to be also on March 28th. You're going to want to see the next Wrestling Revolver event with Grit Your Teeth. Then we go to April 5th with Philadelphia, the joint event of Wrestling Revolver and House of Glory. Again, check out this stacked card for Saturday. You are not going to want to miss any of the amazing matches that are happening this Saturday. And ladies and gentlemen, if I haven't sold you already, I don't know what will, because you are not going to want to miss any of this amazing stuff. And another reason you should get your tickets now, Ready or Not is having a flash sale. So Wrestling Revolver is even offering you a sale here to make sure you get your tickets. Use promo code Final Flash right now at revolvertickets.com to get your tickets. Like I said, also make sure you get your merch. Go to prowrestlingrevolver.com. Get your merch today. Look at all that amazing just offers there of shirts, hats, hoodies, and even more have, I believe, has dropped since even this image right here. So once again, that is going to be prowrestlingrevolver.com. Go check out the Wrestling Revolver YouTube channel as well, that features this podcast right here, Bitter Buds, that has become one of my favorite podcasts. Actually, again, I'm going to be honest, I don't listen to many podcasts, but Bitter Buds has become one of my favorites. Just truly a comedic half an hour every Friday. Definitely go check them out. That is going to be at youtube.com/, Wrestling Revolver. And again, everyone, this has been the Indy Perspective, episode number 29. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow the Wrestling Revolver on all their social media, PW Revolver there on Instagram, Follow them on Twitter, X at PW Revolver. Check out the links in the description down below. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. Respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.